Hello everyone. This video is going to go over all of the information that we can really go over with right now anyways, related to the 2020 marching band season. If you haven't already done so, available on Google Classroom and on the music department website are the registration forms. And it is a complete overview of all of the information that we have originally planned on anyways, for this coming season. And it also includes contract signature form, as well as information related to sports program advertisements. So make sure that you get those forms downloaded and check over all of the dates on those forms and get those forms turned in on time. I think that knowing how crazy everything is right now, it's inevitable that we should talk about communication first. And this is along the lines for everything that we are doing within our program, not just in regards to preparing for the marching band season. So communication. So there are several different ways that we are going to really try to communicate as much information that we can to everybody. Facebook, we have our public Facebook page, Licking Valley Bands. We have our private group, LVHS Panther Band. And then we also have another group, Licking Valley Music Boosters. Definitely check all three of those out. If you're not on Facebook, knowing how crazy things are right now, I would maybe recommend trying to get on Facebook just so you can stay connected this way. If not, though, we have other outlets that we're going to be communicating through. We have our music department website, lvmusic.org, and then we also have Twitter. The band's Twitter account at LVHS Bands, and then my personal Twitter account that I utilize pretty much exclusively for school stuff, Barrett_LVHS. Also, throughout the season, once we are able to rehearse all together again, weekly schedules will be shared through Facebook pages, groups, and most definitely on Google Classroom for students as well. Also, we have our Charms database. If you have been getting emails from me once a month with a newsletter, then you have your information in Charms. If you have not been getting newsletters from me monthly, then please try to email me your contact information so we can make sure that we get you added to that. All of the newsletters that I send out monthly try to encompass something from at least the middle school and the high school. Once in a blue moon, if I can get some really good content for our fifth grade band at the elementary school, I will include that as well. I really like these newsletters to be all encompassing because it's kind of nice for older students and parents to look back and see what the younger students are doing. And it really gives our younger students and families a chance to look up to the older students and see what they'll be able to experience once they get a little bit older. And also, once we are back all together, if paper copies are needed for whatever reason that may be, just let me know and I can make sure that we get paper copies to students as well to take home. Now, really important here, communication continued. Google Classroom. Marching band, Google Classroom code 5, lowercase letters actually, IFBN52. If you were already a part of marching band this past season and were on the Google Classroom page, then you are all set. It's the same exact code. If you were not a part of the marching band this past season, make sure you add that code to your Google Classroom and you will officially be able to see all of the information that will be posted related to this coming season. Show music, maybe some stand tune music, extra copies of drill, help videos, all of those fun things will be accessible there. Also, if you were interested in student leadership, I definitely would like you to join the student leadership class as well. There's a lot of training videos. So whether or not you are selected for a leadership position, you will definitely benefit from these training videos. Inevitably, I would love to see us have a band full of leaders. While you might not have a title, your role as a member of our ensemble is really that of a leader, leading by example and encouraging one another to really step up their game and perform to the best of their ability each and every day. And then we also have our Remind app, which is new this year, but I think this is really important with the challenges that we're navigating through right now. Text these codes to the number 81010 for the high school groups. Marching band, LVBAND, MB, so LV band, marching band, and then concert band, LV band, CB for concert band. So make sure that you join those codes and we'll get you maybe some quick updates as we navigate this thing as well. Middle school students, be on the lookout for some codes related to you all, but you could probably imagine that it's going to be LV band 8 or 7 or 6, depending on whatever grade that may be for you. So great ways to stay connected, and I really encourage everybody to do that. Moving on, instrumental music at Licking Valley High School. So this is a policy that's been in place, I think, ever since before my time as a student. way back in 2006 is when the fall of 2006 is when I became a member of the marching band. So all students must participate in the marching band and concert band unless you participate in a fall varsity sport or attend CTEC. Students who will not be able to participate in both must have permission from me to only participate in one activity. So I'm a human being. I realize that some circumstances may prevent people from being able to fully participate in both. But again, communication is key here. So make sure that you are really in touch with me early and often about things that may prevent your membership in something. A lot of the things that we plan are really one calendar year in advance. So we look back to the end of this marching band season, we're already planning for the next year at that point in time. So this is why this policy is in place, because it helps us kind of get a better idea about what our numbers will look like, what our instrumentation will look like. So please be in touch about that. Moving on, membership requirements. Current 8th graders through 11th graders. So going into high school next year, that'll be our 9th and 12th grade, 9th through 12th grade students. Make sure that we're enrolled in the high school band or color guard class, depending on whatever that may be for you. If you are a color guard student, make sure that you're enrolled in the high school band course, just because that will be the year-long thing. Also, make sure that you attend all camp rehearsals, all after-school rehearsals, and performances. And for our current 6th and 7th grade students, make sure that you complete and pass our audition process. And most of you, I think, have been in communication with about that already. Make sure you're enrolled in 7th and 8th grade band. And make sure you also attend all band camp rehearsals, after-school rehearsals, and performances. And the last thing I want to make note of here is all of our middle school rookie marchers will be treated equally to the high school students. There's a reason why you've earned this honor. It's because you've proven yourself in terms of your maturity and your playing abilities. So we are going to make sure that we treat you equal. That being said, I want to make sure that all of our high school students are treating you as well as they would like to be treated themselves. So middle school students, you should be able to see that you're going to have a lot of fun because your peers, your leaders at the high school are going to take care of you. I know I felt that when I was in middle school. When I joined marching band as a 7th grade student at Licking Valley, instantly I had seniors take me under their wing and really show me the ropes. And I'm really grateful for that. I think that's one of the things that sets us apart from other programs that don't have such a family atmosphere. So don't worry, you're going to be fine. And last but not least, make sure middle school students that knowing that you're expected to rehearse and behave and perform like high school students. So don't ever give me an excuse or anybody else an excuse, well, I'm only in 7th or 8th grade. Nope, not going to cut it. You have earned this right. So make sure you rise to that challenge. And moving on to spring auditions and clinics. This is all a little bit wishy-washy here, knowing that we won't be back in school for the remainder of this year. Nonetheless, we're going to try to get through things as best as we can. Field commander clinics and auditions. We are still going to move forward with those next week. So if you are interested in auditioning, but you have not told me, please tell me so I can make sure you can get those links for our virtual clinics and for our auditions as well. Color guard clinics and auditions, be on the lookout for some video clips about maybe some things that you can practice with things around your house, maybe a broomstick. And then make sure you complete and share the interest form that was sent to most of you anyways. If you did not get that, but you are interested in color guard, please contact me so we can get that form to you. For our percussionist, be on the lookout for some videos from Mr. Hunt. We'll be sending out some instrument-specific videos for things to practice, even though you don't have an instrument with you, just to keep our hands and our chops ready to go once we are able to get back with our instruments. There might be some short assignments, nothing too lengthy, but maybe something to think about in terms of writing or something to think about in terms of some aspect of your technique as you play. And last but not least on this page, we did have scheduled our student leadership team retreat and rookie camp. This was scheduled on June 1st from 9 to 2 for our leaders, and then rookie camp in the evening with our student leaders. I think with knowing that the school closure has happened, we are going to have to reschedule this for later in the summer. It might even be rescheduled for a virtual meeting. So please be on the lookout through all of those communication outlets that we went over with earlier. And once we know more, you'll have that information through those outlets. Marching band fees. So these are all payable through our music boosters. Our band camp cost this year is $175, which is non-refundable. Now, important things. Our deposit was originally, as you will see on the forms, due May 18th. We're going to extend this back to the end of May, and we have a couple different options about how you can turn that payment in. Payment can be submitted via mail through to the high school mailing address, or it can be submitted through our PayPal link on the music department website. Either option will be fine. The $50 deposit, regardless of what happens throughout the course of the summer, will definitely be used throughout the entire season to help plan with music purchases, design work, all of that stuff. That $50 from everybody will be put directly back into our program. The other two payments to total the $175 will be cut if our summer schedule changes. If our summer schedule is not changed, those payments will stay in act at $175 total because those other two payments directly impact what we offer our students at camp. Some of the activities, like the trip to the movie theater, the swimming pool, that's how we pay for our band camp supplemental staff members. So be on the lookout for updates about payment changes as we learn more and navigate this pandemic. But nonetheless, that $50 deposit is still in place. If your family is struggling financially because of the pandemic and the stay-at-home order, all I ask is that you let us know. Communication is really key when it comes to this. And I want people to feel comfortable enough to be able to tell me, hey, we are struggling right now because of reduced hours, or unfortunately, we're not able to work right now due to this. So please don't worry, just let me know so we can plan for that. Also, marching band shoes, we're trying to update our shoes this year, something a lot more comfortable for our students. So if you need a new pair, or if you need a pair at all, brand new shoes are $40. If you would like to go through and go with a used pair, some people do that. It's totally fine. We do have a limited supply of used shoes at the high school as well. And then marching band gloves, $5. That will get you 2 pairs of gloves. So hopefully those will last throughout the season. And last but not least, percussion sticks and mounts. Prices on those are to be determined. While we do have school-owned percussion sticks and mounts, it's never a bad idea to invest in your own. Odds are you're probably going to take a little bit more care of them that way too. And again, knowing that we're talking about money right now, we do have a limited number of band camp scholarships, full and or partial, through the music boosters. The selection committee will go through those things on an as-needed basis. And in order to qualify, you must complete an application. You can contact me for an application. Pay the $50 deposit and volunteer at least 40 hours throughout the school year. And we have many, many events that can easily get you those 40 hours to help make sure that you're giving back to our program. So if you need help with any of this, please, again, just contact me. That's the best way we can try to work together. Fees continued, as I said on the last page, PayPal via the music department website homepage. There's a link right there. You'll be able to submit payments that way. Our other option right now as we navigate this pandemic is mailing payments to the high school. Might not be a bad idea to put an attention to me, John Barrett. That way everything gets processed correctly. And then once we are back in school, we do have the lockbox and envelopes in the band room. It's very easy for students to be able to just place an envelope with their name, date, amount, and what the purpose of the payment is right in that box. That way nothing gets lost in the shuffle. So things to think about once we are back together. Now, moving on, band camp dates and times. Thankfully, because of my graduate school, our band camp dates this year are pushed back a little bit. So hopefully nothing will have to change as, again, we get into the summer. So our pre-band camp dates as of right now, and these, the month is wrong on here for some reason. Our month is actually going to be June. Hold on, I'm not wrong. Our pre-band camp is July 20th through July 24th. And then we get down to full band camp, and this is where the date is wrong. We have, I believe it's July 27th through August 1st. And so that is that full week there, last week of July going into August. We'll have our preview show on August 1st at 5 p.m., which is the Saturday at this point. So our times throughout that week are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Full day. We will have breaks, obviously, and this is usually the week where we'll have some of those activities happen at. And then our post-band camp will be the week after that, August 3rd through 7th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our hope that is in changing this, maybe if weather impacts our rehearsing throughout our full band camp week, that we'll be able to make up for some lost time with the longer days as post-band camp trucks on through. But again, the reason why things have shifted is mostly because of my availability with my graduate school work at Capital University. Other important information for band camp, just to make sure by our registration deadline, which is May 18th, if we need to extend that back to the end of May, that's totally fine. Getting those registration forms and contracts turned in. And then, of course, if you need any medication during our camp hours, make sure that you have the appropriate medication forms and medication submitted to me. Again, clearly in the pharmacy box or container with the student's name on it, too. And try to only bring medicine that you would really need throughout those hours. I know that some people take some other vitamins and supplements and things like that, but if you can wait and take it in the morning before you come to school or when you get home in the evening, that would really be probably the preferred option. Also, during band camp, we're going to attempt to get some uniform fittings done. So if you are a parent that can help with that, please let me know as soon as possible so we can try to navigate how many volunteers we might have on any given day or at any given time. Other things to think about for home band camp are make sure we have our instrument and equipment. A lot of these things might be, yeah, of course we need those things, but nonetheless, we're going to go over it. Instrument accessories, reeds, oils, etc., music and drill. Never a bad idea to have a binder and pencil to keep all of those things nice and organized. A water bottle and sunscreen. Obviously, it's going to be the summer. It's going to be hot. We want people to stay safe and hydrated. Optional things to maybe think about: snacks for extended break times throughout our long days, and then optional extra clothes, socks, shoes, toiletries. And you might be thinking to yourself, it's going to be a home band camp. Why do I need to pack for it? Don't need to pack for it. Extra clothes. Sometimes it gets hot and you get sweaty and you just want to change your shirt. Totally fine and understandable. Change your socks. Maybe if we're outside and rehearsing and it is wet, you might want to put a nice fresh pair of socks on. Same with the shoes. If they get wet, not a bad idea to change those. And then toiletries. I've seen a lot of people do this and it really makes sense. Brushing your teeth after we eat lunch or something before you play your instrument again. That's really why toiletries is on here. Maybe you want to bring an extra thing of deodorant just because, wow, that morning fundamental block, it really made you a little sweaty and you just want to feel a little bit fresh. So things to think about. And then please note, everybody please shower when you get home. It seems like something I shouldn't have to say, but sometimes I do have to say those things. So please make sure everybody showers. And last but not least, students should follow the school dress code for all rehearsals. Now, obviously, we're going to be outside. It's going to be hot. We can move things around with that a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to see anything inappropriate. Is what we're really going for when we say make sure we follow school dress code. And then last on this page actually is to be on time, or to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. Please make sure that we show up for rehearsals and that we are ready to go at the rehearsal start time, not arriving to the school at that time as well. We will strive to do our best to make sure that we end rehearsals promptly, but if weather impacts anything or if student behavior impacts anything, please know that rehearsal may go over by 5 or 10 minutes, so we can make sure that we go over all of the announcements that we may need to. I will never try to push the boundaries and actually rehearse past that point, but it might take us some time to go through announcements, depending on whatever announcements we might have for that day. So please try to bear with us through that. Fall rehearsals and information, high school, the class period. Please note co-curricular course. Grades are tied to some of these after-school performances, so please know that when signing up. And then refer to the handbook and syllabus for information regarding our student grades. So in the past, our band standards, they've been a little bit long based on the state standards. We're trying to make those a little bit more concise, so they're a little bit more parent-friendly and student-friendly when you look at jump rope. So we've kind of been integrating that throughout this fourth quarter here. So know that those will be fully in effect next school year. And then after school commitments, we have our rehearsals from 2:45 to 5 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Originally, they were at 2:30. We're giving that 15-minute grace period to make sure everybody has a chance to either change or get their equipment, wrap up things from the school day, and then be outside ready to go at 2:45. Wednesdays, we'll have sectionals from 3:30 to 4:30, and these are as needed. Early in the season, they might be a requirement for most sections. As we navigate through the rest of the season, we're starting to feel more comfortable. It might just be if we need to hit something with maybe just the trumpets or just the clarinets. Those section leaders will probably organize those, and I will do my best to announce those at least 1 week ahead of time. For football game days, tentative report time 5 p.m., And away games, those report times will vary depending on the distance of that game. Knowing that we have the League and County League, usually most of those are all going to be pretty consistent since we're only traveling really within the county. There might be one or two games, though, that kind of stray out a little bit further than that, though. And then competition dates. September 12th, Licking Heights is what we are tentatively planning on right now. September 26th, that will be our home contest, Band Fest. And then October 3rd, that will be a Bands of America contest at Obetz in Groveport. And then the 17th and 24th. For the 17th, we are tentatively planning on Maysville. And then on the 24th, that will more than likely be our Newark Tri-Valley Day. With all of these contests in mind, please know that OMEA is planning for XYZ, ABCDE, whatever the letters are right now, knowing the crisis that we're navigating through. So some of these might change as we get further into the summer and into the fall. For the Bands of America contest, if Music for All, who runs Bands of America, doesn't cancel a contest or postpone anything, it might be up to the site. So knowing that our contest is being ran at Obetz, if Obetz decides to close their venue down, that might be the reason why that contest gets moved or canceled if BOA does not say so. And then state finals for marching band, our date options are the 31st of October or November 1st, 7th, or 8th. All of these really depend on availability of locations and days. So if we qualify earlier in the season, we will have a better shot of getting a date that we would want and a location that we would want. So let's make sure we get our work done. And again, please just know that all of those dates are subject to change as we get through the summer and into the fall. Attendance policy, I'm not going to read this word for word just because it is a little bit lengthy, but a lot of it really is common sense. So please make sure that you are familiar with this. Many people did a great job this year knowing that if they did have to miss something, they utilized our absence request form on the music department website. So please check the instrumental page and you will see our absence request form on there. A huge tool to help me track student attendance and also just keep tabs on where everybody's at. So please just make sure that we use that form. Travel and student sign out. I think most people did a really, really good job with this year. At the conclusion of our away events, parents must sign their student out if they are not planning on riding the bus home. So we will have our sign out sheet available after all equipment has been put up. So please make sure that you are waiting for that to happen before you try to get the sign out sheet, because I probably won't have it ready until that's done anyways. Only parents will be able to sign out their individual student. If you are wanting to travel with a friend, we can probably make that happen, but a lot of things need to happen before that. Parents of the student who wants to travel with a friend, please make sure that you notify me in at least 24 hours in advance via at least a handwritten message or an email. But please know that I will probably call you to confirm that if you do that. If you're able to call the school and just talk to me that way, that's even better, because eventually, like I said, I will call you. And then we will also confirm with the other students' parents to make sure that they are okay with that as well. This is just a great way for us to have some checks and balances, keep tabs on where everybody is at, and make sure everybody is safe. So please make sure that you follow this policy as we go into the fall. Now, announcing our show for the 2020 season. I am not going to play this video in the screencast, but I will link it, and you will be able to watch it. It's on my school YouTube channel, and it has also been posted to our Twitter account, Instagram account, and Facebook pages. So it is accessible already in many, many spots. We are excited, really, really excited to get working on our show, A Little South of Insanity. A Little South of Sanity, not Insanity. All right, let's keep trucking through this PowerPoint, though. We only have a couple slides left. All right, so our music boosters, parents, and really anybody in the community that wants to help support our music programs, we need you. We really, really, really need you to be able to pull off all of the things that we do or strive to do. So please know that on the third Tuesday of each month in the high school band room at 7 p.m., we will have our meetings. Our current officers are listed there, and either tomorrow at our meeting or at our upcoming May meeting is when we will bring in our new officers for the 2020-2021 school year. Some volunteer opportunities listed right there are some dates that we are planning on maybe trying to do those uniform fittings during home band camp. Parent concession volunteers. These are just merely suggestions. If you're kind of like, I don't know what date I want to volunteer to work the concession stand, maybe gravitate towards an option that I listed there for you. So if you are a parent of a sophomore student and you're just not sure, maybe you volunteer for the first game of the season. So don't use these as set in stone things, but use them as suggestions if you're somebody that's kind of struggling on making a decision. BandFest signups, unfortunately, are not available right now because this is not happening in person as I had hoped that it would. But please know we will have signups available soon for BandFest. And then pit crew and equipment trailer drivers. We really, 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 really benefit from these people that step up and do this job. And in fact, everybody that does help out with this usually gets into our events for free, which is a nice bonus as well. So we will need 2 drivers this season. We will need at least one truck that is the capacity of an F-150 and one that is the capacity of an F-250 with their towing load. So please, if you are able to help us out there or know somebody that can help us out for our football games and our contests, please, please, please reach out to them and let us know. We'll also need at least 4 or 5 adults to help us in transporting our equipment to and from the field. Again, anybody that's able to help us out with this usually will get into our events for free. So a good way to save some money and get some volunteer hours in. Sports program advertisements. This is huge. We really do ask everybody to try to sell 2 of these. And our top picture right here is just a snippet of what our business program, our sports ads for businesses look like. And then our bottom is for families to buy an ad for their child within our program. So this is really applicable to not just band or choir students, but sports as well. So if you have family friends that their child plays football or volleyball or whatever sport it may be, reach out to them and let them know, hey, this is a great way you can recognize your kid through the sports programs. And it helps our programs out as well. It definitely helps us with our transportation funds. Every year we spend at least $4,000 to $5,000 on transportation. And if it wasn't for these ads, our fees would definitely be so much higher. So please help us do your part and try to get 2 of these ads sold throughout the summer here. Other fundraising opportunities. So new this year, I'm obviously aware that not everybody enjoys fundraising. I think I sometimes find myself in that area as well. So if you are somebody that is financially able and you would like to not participate in fundraisers, that's fine. Many programs are starting to implement this fair share opt-out fee, and ours is going to be set at $250. So if you would like to opt out from doing fundraisers, we just ask that you pay our organization $250 to cover the expenses that we would be trying to fundraise for your student anyways. Many programs, like I said, do this, but their fair share opt-out fee is way higher. Some programs' opt-out fees are $750. We are going to really try to keep this as realistic as possible anyways, but also knowing that we do take a lot of money to make what we do happen, not only in the band world, but in the choir world and in the theater world as well. It takes a lot of money to make our organizations function. BandFest, this is not exempt from the fair share opt-out fee, though. We really do need everybody's help for BandFest, regardless. September 26th, our start time is 5 p.m. That's when the first band will perform. Other fundraising opportunities, monthly sub sales, $5 a sub. Once we're back in school, we'll kick those back up. $1 for every sub goes into your student's band account or music account if they are in band and choir. Music department patron sailor ads, we're going to kick that off in the fall, so more information will be coming out about that. Again, once we're back together, our Dine to Donate or Meals for Music fundraisers will kick back up. And then a new fundraiser, it's a potential idea that I have that I was able to pretty successfully use at my last school, is the Ford Drive for Your School campaign. It's a very easy fundraiser, and if we're able to get things in motion on that, you'll definitely hear more about that. It's a really, really cool program. But all in all, if you have an idea, don't be afraid to share it. We love to hear these ideas because these are things that help us try to keep our expenses down or our fees down, really, for our students to be able to fully participate. And last but not least, if you have any questions or comments or concerns about things as we navigate this pandemic or these very trying times, please let me know. Something that I've really been trying to stress to students in really the best ways that I know how, sending videos through Google Classroom or updates on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. please know that I miss working with you or your child. To I don't even know what extent. It's been a very trying couple of weeks for all of us, teachers included, and I miss being able to work with them every single day. The jokes that we are able to share, the way that they're able to make fun of me to my face, I guess, all of those things, they really do mean a lot to me, and I'm sure that they mean a lot to your students too. And I can't wait for us to get started on this show, be back together once again in person, and really just do what band's about, building relationships and having fun through music. So, like I said, please reach out to me with any questions or concerns. And please know that this season is going to be awesome. We'll see ya.